The reason birds can fly and we can't is simply because they have perfect faith. For to have faith is to have wings. The selfish man suffers more from his selfishness than he from whom that selfishness withholds some important benefit. Sacrifice is a part of life. It's supposed to be. It's not something to regret. It's something to aspire to.
The world changes. We do not. Therein lies the irony that kills us.
Don't think about the possibilities of failing. Never forget to think about the possibilities of flying.
The greatest victory is that which requires no battle.
If a man is to shed the light of the sun upon other men, he must first of all have it within himself.
Forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for late pizza.
To know that we know what we know, and to know that we do not know what we do not know, that is true knowledge. However beautiful the strategy, you should occasionally look at the results. Don't get burned twice by the same flame. When you stop complaining about others for not helping you and focus on your efforts, there's no stopping you. When one door of happiness closes, another opens.
The right mindset is the first step towards the journey.
What you do not wish upon yourself, extend not to others. That's a misconception, Lenny. The sky is everywhere. It begins at your feet. Meditation is a way for nourishing and blossoming the divinity within you. Becoming well known is the most valuable element in the connection process.
When pure sincerity forms within, it is outwardly realized in other people's hearts.
Keep your friends close, your enemies even closer.
Some men never die, and some men never live, but we're all alive tonight. A praise war in terms of the fundamental factors. The first of these factors is moral influence. You can't always be right, but you can be wrong a lot less.
Anything that doesn't take years of your life and drive you to suicide hardly seems worth doing. He must be very ignorant, for he answers every question he is asked.
Maybe everyone can live beyond what they're capable of. Hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard. Human beings must have action, and they will make it if they cannot find it. There is no wealth like knowledge, no poverty like ignorance. When you treat your failures as lessons, you can never fail.
Take each day in your open palms and close your fists around it. This life is not done with you yet. The best lies are based on the truth, at least in part. Try telling the truth for a whole week, and just see how much trouble you get in. To lose your path is the way to find that path.
The space under the sky is occupied by all things in their unity.
Dripping water hollows out stone, not through force but through persistence.
If you don't like the road you're walking, start paving another one.
It's the people who never learn the word impossible who make history, because they're the ones who keep trying.
Rely not on the likelihood of the enemy's not coming, but on our own readiness to receive him. Any fool can know. The point is to understand. Ultimate excellence lies not in winning every battle, but in defeating the enemy without ever fighting. Your sacred space is where you can find yourself over and over again. A man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still.
I assess the power of a will by how much resistance, pain, torture it endures and knows how to turn to its advantage. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. Imperfection is beauty, madness is genius, and it's better to be absolutely ridiculous than absolutely boring. Take it moment by moment, and you will find that we are all, as I've said before, bugs in amber. Muddy water is best cleared by leaving it alone.
One who has few must prepare against the enemy. One who has many makes the enemy prepare against him. Be not afraid of going slowly. Be afraid only of standing still.
Seeking what is true is not seeking what is desirable. It is life, I think, to watch the water. A man can learn so many things. Receiving is good, but giving is much better. Nevertheless, sharing is the best. Life is like a coin. You can spend it any way you wish, but you only spend it once.
There's so much to be grateful for. Words are poor things.
Your dreams are worth it. Persevere. Your focus is your power. Harness it. Focus on what you can control and let go of what you cannot.
Success is a lousy teacher. It seduces smart people into thinking they can't lose.
If this is long delayed, weapons are blunted and morale depressed.
The hardest thing of all is to find a black cat in a dark room, especially if there is no cat.
The results of knowledge without application results in nothing at all. Do what you know better to do. A dead thing can go with the stream, but only a living thing can go against it. If you can convince people that freedom is injustice, they will then believe that slavery is freedom.
Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise.
A preoccupation with the next world clearly shows an inability to cope credibly with this one. The greatest win is walking away and choosing not to engage in drama and toxic energy at all. Always remember people who have helped you along the way, and don't forget to lift someone up.
Do it now. Sometimes later becomes never.
Stop longing. You poison today's ease, reaching always for tomorrow. Nothing is ever complete. You just have to get it close enough that it makes you happy. From whichever side I start, I think I am in an old place where others have been before me.
Those who look for the bad in people will surely find it. Forget what hurts you, but never forget what it taught you.
Stop comparing yourself to other people. Just choose to be happy and live your own life.
Either you want change or you want comfort, but you can't have both.
The man who has some respect for his person, keeps his carcass out of sight, hides himself as perfectly as he can.
During a conversation, listening is as powerful as loving.
Too many of us are not living our dreams because we are living our fears. The life of the enemy. Whoever lives for the sake of combating an enemy has an interest in the enemy's staying alive. It is one of the beautiful compensations of life. No man can sincerely try to help another without helping himself.
Earth's crammed with heaven, but only he who sees takes off his shoes. It's faith in something and enthusiasm for something that makes a life worth living.
The level of success you achieve will be in direct proportion to the depth of your commitment.
We are products of our past, but we don't have to be prisoners of it.
The heart makes its choices without weighing the consequences. It doesn't look ahead to the lonely nights that follow. Being realistic is the quickest path to mediocrity.
He was a lonely ghost, uttering a truth that nobody would ever hear.
Create a vision for the life you really want and then work relentlessly towards making it a reality. Emotion often outwits intelligence, while intuition renders life surprisingly fluent and enjoyable. Sometimes wisdom came from strange places, even from giant teenage goldfish. If you're affected by peer pressure, you're literally not being yourself.
A superior man is modest in his speech, but exceeds in his actions.
To the world you may be one person, but to one person you may be the world.
You are never too old to set another goal, or to dream a new dream.
And when you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it.
Distance sometimes lets you know who is worth keeping and who is worth letting go.
The decision is your own voice. An opinion is the echo of someone else's voice. It means you're perfect just the way you are. Don't let anyone convince you otherwise. Do it alone, do it broke, do it tired, do it scared, just do it. We have no right to express an opinion until we know all of the answers. Maybe this is why we read, and why in moments of darkness we return to books, to find words for what we already know. Until you change how you get things done, you'll never know what works best. If you feel obsessed to prove something to the world, then you need world attention to be able to prove it.
Follow your heart, then root its longing with the facts.
Nothing important is learned. It is simply remembered. The summit of happiness is reached when a person is ready to be what he is. We must let go of the life we have planned so as to accept the one that is waiting for us.
If you always want the validation of others, you won't grow beyond people's expectations.
Nobody made a greater mistake than he who did nothing because he could do only a little.
In the desire to control others, we lose control over ourselves. Peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding.
Art is the lie that enables us to realize the truth. A burning desire has devious ways of transmuting itself into its physical equivalent.
Always know the difference between what you're getting and what you deserve. Your vision will be blurry, but it will grow clear with time. It's not what you are in life, but what you make of it.
We are at our most powerful the moment we no longer need to be powerful. Sometimes small things can become very large indeed.
No act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted.
Imagining that you are deep and complex, but others are simple, is one of the primary signs of malignant selfishness. Many people pray to be kept out of unexpected problems. Some people pray to be able to confront and overcome them. Just one small positive thought in the morning can change your whole day. It doesn't matter where your journey begins, so long as you begin it. Problems are not stop signs, they are guidelines. Don't have hope that the situation will be better. Have hope that your Savior will be nearer.
Wanting to be someone else is a waste of the person you are. Life changes very quickly, in a very positive way if you let it. He who wishes to fight must first count the cost. He who is prudent and lies in wait for an enemy who is not will be victorious.
The point of modernity is to live a life without illusions while not becoming disillusioned. It's no use going back to yesterday because I was a different person then. When you have eliminated all which is impossible, then whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. For my part, I know nothing with any certainty, but the sight of the stars makes me want to dream. When no one you know tells the truth, you learn to see under the surface.
Everything is created twice, first in the mind and then in reality.
The choices we make dictate the lives we lead. When you make a choice, you change the future. What we achieve inwardly will change outer reality. The master has failed more times than the beginner has even tried. When you think you're right, you're most likely wrong. Courage and perseverance have a magical talisman, before which difficulties disappear and obstacles vanish into air. Know that true change is demonstrated only by your actions around everyone, not just certain people.
To realize that you do not understand is a virtue. Not to realize that you do not understand is a defect. We never live. We are always in the expectation of living. Men do less than they ought, unless they do all they can. Let your mind wander in the pure and simple. Be one with the infinite. Let all things take their course.
You will receive everything you need when you stop asking for what you do not need.
Lower your expectations, but never lower your standards.
Of life's two chief prizes, beauty and truth, I found the first in a loving heart and the second in a laborer's hand. Scar tissue is stronger than regular tissue. Realize the strength, move on. It doesn't matter where you are coming from. All that matters is where you are going.
No amount of experimentation can ever prove me right. A single experiment can prove me wrong.
Because this is the way things are meant to be. If stars needed the sky's permission to shine, the universe would be a very dark place.
All shall be done, but it may be harder than you think.
No boat moves an inch if the sailor has not will to paddle. Anyone who knows me should learn to know me again, for I am like the moon, you will see me with new face every day. Wisdom is having things right in your life and knowing why.
Glory resides in the hearts of those you inspire, not in fleeting moments of fame. Chaos is more freedom, in fact, total freedom, but no meaning.
Keep your conscious mind busy with the expectation of the best, and the rest will follow.
Life is all about becoming a better version of yourself.
No matter how your heart is grieving, if you keep on believing, the dreams that you wish will come true. Don't let procrastination take over your life. Be brave and take risks. Your life is happening right now. Victories that come cheap are cheap. Those only which are worth having come as the result of hard fighting.
Nature's pleased with simplicity, and nature is no dummy.
Strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value.
And there are really never endings, happy or otherwise.
September the Genetikbarid Stel Agree. I think of life as a good book. The further you get into it, the more it begins to make sense. Life is a drama full of tragedy and comedy. You should learn to enjoy the comic episodes a little more. Not all storms come to disrupt your life. Some come to clear your path.
The storm is what they threw at me. The hurricane is what I became. That is all very senseless, but this senselessness has a pretty mouth, and it smiles. I am the shore and the ocean, awaiting myself on both sides.
The elevator to success is out of order. You'll have to use the stairs, one step at a time.
All wars are won or lost before they are ever fought. Only knowledge can turn life's unbearableness into a weapon.
When you open your mind, you open new doors to new possibilities for yourself and new opportunities to help others. To be successful, you have to be out there. You have to hit the ground running.
Management of many is the same as management of few. It is a matter of organization.
I'll be happy if running and I can grow old together. Actions defined a man. Words were a fart in the wind.
The longing for paradise is man's longing not to be man.
Dance through life, flinging kindness like shimmering rainbows. Find your bliss by sharing your heart.
Sometimes one pays most for the things one gets for nothing.
You're always going to have people who aren't happy for your success, but only you control how you respond to it. All that is valuable in human society depends upon the opportunity for development accorded the individual.
Therefore, just as water retains no constant shape, so in warfare there are no constant conditions. Wit seduces by signaling intelligence without nerdiness.
A corner is important. It provides privacy and an anchor and lets you exist independently of the room. Defeat is not the worst of failures. Not to have tried is the true failure. Life isn't as serious as the mind makes it out to be.
Everything has to be all right. Maybe not today, but eventually.
The thorns we endure in life are but shadowed by the precious petals of a rosy outlook. You have to realize that you are everything and more just on your own. Try it before you doubt it, because it might just be for you. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. Before you can successfully make friends with others, first you have to become your own friend. Be proud. You survived the days you thought you couldn't. The thing about lying to your parents is, you have to do it to protect them. It's for their own good.
Stay close to anything that makes you glad you are alive.
Worrying is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but gets you nowhere. Don't quit. Nothing lasts forever, not even pain.
If the enemy has occupied them before you, do not follow him, but retreat and try to entice him away.
If anyone on the verge of action should judge himself according to the outcome, he would never begin.
Small circle, private life, and peaceful mind.
If you have no confidence in self, you are twice defeated in the race of life.
Don't share your personal life with anyone. Do not let anyone have anything that could harm you. The mind is a wonderful servant, but a terrible master.
Perhaps it would be simpler if you just did what you're told and didn't try to understand things.
People who keep stiff upper lips find that it's damn hard to smile.
Stars do not pull each other down to be more visible. They shine brighter. You get what you give, but also what you're willing to take.
Some things you hear with your ears, others you hear with your heart.
Life belongs to the living, and he who lives must be prepared for changes.
If tomorrow were never to come, it would not be worth living today.
A place for everything. Everything in its place.
Perhaps home is not a place, but simply an irrevocable condition. It's enough for me to be sure that you and I exist at this moment.
Impossible things are really rough to do, you know. You receive from the world what you give to the world.
You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream.
The truth has always been a more complex commodity than the market can easily package and sell. Life has many different chapters for us. One bad chapter doesn't mean it's the end of the book. In the future, there will be no female leaders. There will just be leaders. Dreams are what keep us growing. They are what keep us alive. To give up is to let our dreams die. Look back over the past, with its changing empires that rose and fell, and you can foresee the future too. Take advantage of it now, while you are young, and suffer all you can, because these things don't last your whole life.
If the path before you is clear, you're probably on someone else's. Sometimes we create our own heart, breaks through expectation.
Don't overshare. Privacy is power. Dedicate yourself to what gives your life true meaning and purpose. Make a positive difference in someone's life.
The more you praise and celebrate your life, the more there is in life to celebrate. He who steals a belt buckle pays with his life. He who steals a state gets to be a feudal lord.
Forgive yourself before you die, then forgive others. I would rather be an opportunist and float than go to the bottom with my principles around my neck. The more you feed your mind with positive thoughts, the more you can attract great things into your life.
There is no elevator to success. You have to take the stairs.
I postpone death by living, by suffering, by error, by risking, by giving, by losing.
Having nothing to struggle against, they have nothing to struggle for. The whole house seemed to exhale a melancholy breath of emptiness.
Being happy doesn't mean that everything is perfect. It means that you've decided to look beyond the imperfections.
The heart's memory eliminates the bad and magnifies the good. In order to change the world, you have to get your head together first.
This is how you start to get respect, by offering something that you have.
Learn from who you were, appreciate who you've become, and carefully invest into who you want to be.
To exist is to change is to mature is to go on creating oneself endlessly. Nobody can go back and start a new beginning, but anyone can start today and make a new ending. Failure is instructive. The person who really thinks learns quite as much from his failures as from his successes. Trust the story. The storyteller may dissemble and deceive. The story can't. The story can only ever be itself. Don't waste your time hating a failure. Failure is a greater teacher than success. Listen, learn, go on. Truth strikes us from behind and in the dark, as well as from before and in broad daylight.
The smallest light has greater power than the largest darkness.
An intelligent man is one who acknowledges his intelligence as that of those who surround him. It is not that I am mad, it is only that my head is different from yours. Be thankful for everything that happens in your life. It's all an experience. Others have seen what is and asked why. I have seen what could be and asked why not.
Feel your emotions. Live true your passions. Keep still your mind.
Be a lamp, or a lifeboat, or a ladder. Help someone's soul heal. Walk out of your house like a shepherd. Any man who reads too much and uses his own brain too little falls into lazy habits of thinking. And meanwhile, time goes about its immemorial work of making everyone look and feel like shit.
We are citizens of the world. The tragedy of our times is that we do not know this.
I wake up and grind like the whole world owes me money. I'm taking that money like I'm owed.
The only way out of the labyrinth of suffering is to forgive.
If you give up what you want most for what you think you should want more, you'll end up miserable. In the long run, the sharpest weapon of all is a kind and gentle spirit. There must always be a remedy for wrong and injustice if we only know how to find it. Stop lying to yourself. When we deny our own truth, we deny our own potential. What one generation finds ridiculous, the next accepts, and the third shudders when it looks back on what the f***s did. It's time to start living the life you've imagined. If we didn't fear the truths we didn't hear, we'd lose the need to fear the ones we did.
Everything is relative in this world, where change alone endures.
Silence is the best answer to someone who doesn't value your words. When you have an understanding of how things work, you will know better how to work things out. We are seeds as well as parasites to the earth. We can either give or take, depending on our perception of growth. Be a surfer, watch the ocean, figure out where the big waves are breaking, and adjust accordingly. In 3 words, I can sum up everything I've learned about life. It goes on. That is why enemies can be great motivators. They serve as fuel for your fire. In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our